Unprecedented violations call for unprecedented lawful solutions. The Nuremberg trials, which prosecuted Yazis, is an example of that because what they did was legal. It was legal because someone who had the power and authority to position such rules and regulations, such as the final solution, did that. So allies had to come in and say, this is not okay. We're going to make this court up and we're going to prosecute under it. And there's reality when we look at our solutions, we should not be restricted by just our constitutional foundation because the reality is that the administration right now is not being restricted by the constitutional foundation. That means that unless this is restored, which means that the disqualification clause is actually invoked and the administration is removed, because I'm not sure why our politicians just very much ignore that apart from Amendment 14, Section 3, there's literally penal code that forbids anyone who invoked an insurrection from being in government. It says they shall be incapable of holding any office under the United States. Now, obviously, for a penal code, this requires law. So it requires the court, it requires criminal prosecution. However, Amendment 14, Section 3 does not. And it positions that even if you're going to remove the disqualification, there has to be a vote. There has not been a vote. Where is Jamie Raskin? Where is Jamie Raskin? There has not been a vote. If you need a vote in order to remove the disqualification, but you need legislation in order to ensure that they are disqualified, then this means that we don't actually have a POTUS, does it? Or does the Constitution not count? Is it optional? Because it's what it seems like. Like, the reality is that had January 6th not occurred as it did, then we would be effed in this reality. However, it did, and the Jack Smith report says as much, that he would have been convicted had he not won that presidency, and it's wild because the 6 conservative judges who allowed for him to even be on the ballot can be considered to have entered into a judicial coup in order to uphold a constitutional coup where he's able of leveraging the ambiguity of our constitution in order to subvert it. And now he's positioning Congress to enable him. We know that because they put in the Project 2025 architect. That is a legislative coup. So the unfortunate thing is that we have so many compromising in the government. So how do we fix this? And that's why I say special elections. This will make sense with the video that I will upload after this. We cannot let the branches who made us get into this fix this. They're not going to let us do that because they're going to position tradition, decorum, constitution. Well, the constitution obviously didn't matter or else we wouldn't be here. So now we're going to defend it because we actually have an oath under the Citizens Almanac to defend the constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. This also means the one up there. And the difference between owing the government and actually restoring is the fact that I don't want to owe the government. I want to restore the Constitution. It is the government who overthrew the Constitution. I need that restored. You need that restored. We need that restored. I just won the Constitution that was promised to me. And obviously, as a citizen born with this citizenship in order to uphold and defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic, that means that I will have to defend it against even the one up there if he is set on destroying it. Read it here. I didn't write it. The United States government did. What we have to recognize is that every single branch has failed. Every single branch is incapable of helping us fix it. The state government can, but I don't believe that they are against the political decorum required in order to position non-traditional lawful means, such as blue economies, disconnecting from the federal government. I don't think they're going to do that, or else Gavin Newsom wouldn't just talk about the fires and nothing else. That means that we all know how this is going to end. We all know how it's going to be restored. The question becomes, how are we going to rebuild? And I think that's where I fit. I think that's where I'm going to drive this content towards.